CCNA Security, ASA Firewalls, Dual ISP. In this video we want to talk about a really interesting feature. It is a pretty obvious feature on a Cisco router. On an ASA firewall you need a license for that. We're talking about the primary and the backup connection. That is something that you will see in many different places when people we want to have more than one ISP. Of course, if possible, we want to combine that with the failover, right? 2 ASAs, 2 ISPs, that would be a perfect scenario. In this lecture, I want to show you how you can enable that option on an ASA 5505, how to verify it's up and running, play with it, and we'll take it from there. You can see the topology on the screen. I decided to create a lab because I want to show you how you can do that at home as well. Of course, you can use GNS3. I recommend you go for a real ASA. That's why I prepared a lab for you. I want to show you how you can play with that feature at home as well. Please note, we have an ASA 5505 over here. That is our LAN, local area network, 10770. The laptop is .2. It is connected to port Fast Ethernet 02 on that ASA. Then we have 2 ISPs, ISP1 and ISP2, 2 Cisco routers. To simulate a network behind that router, I created a loopback interface 8888 on both routers. Then I connected the ASA firewall to both routers. This is going to be our primary path. ISP2 is our backup path. The idea is to set up ASA in a way that when I start a ping command on that laptop, ping 8888, when I start that command, what I want to achieve, I want my ASA to recognize. I'm going to shut down this guy. ASA should recognize, oh, I can't ping the ISP1. I cannot ping ISP1. I should start using ISP2. That is why I used the same loopback interface on both routers. Thanks to that, we can do a failover test. In many cases, that's how we call it, a failover test. You want to test it. In the real world, what you can do, you can just unplug a cable here or behind your ISP, test it that way. In most cases, of course, you don't have access to that router. Still, you should be able to just unplug a cable. That will do the trick. Hope it makes sense. To make sure we're on the same page, I'm pretty sure it's really obvious. I recorded how I set up that router. Here we go. Let's set up router 1, ISP1, loopback interface 8888, IP address 1111. I'm pretty sure there is something on that router. Here we go. I think IPS is running. Hope it's Cisco. Yes. Okay. Show IP interface brief. Okay, we have an IP address which is 1.1.1.1. We don't need that interface. We'll disable it, shut it down. Let me do show run interface F00. Yeah, let's get rid of IPS. Okay. Interface F01 shut show IP interface brief. Good, we've got 1.1.1.1 for F00. This one is shut down, that's fine. We need a loopback interface as well. Let's create it then. Let me make sure that we've got section. Good, we have telnet enabled. We might need that if we want to do a failover test. We need access to that router. Okay, let's change it, host name, that is ISP1. Okay, that looks good. Let me show IP route. Good. Yeah, we don't need anything here. We'll enable NAT on the ASA firewall. Okay, that was pretty simple. Now we will move to ASA 5505. There should be some basic configuration on it. We'll see and take it from there. I'm pretty sure there is an IP address assigned to it, maybe not. I don't really remember. We'll check it and create everything that we need. Okay, let's start ASDM. Of course, we're going to use ASDM. However, I will show you a few commands from the CLI as well. ASDM is almost ready. Come on. Okay. Actually, let's go to the CLI and type show interface IP brief. Okay, we have VLAN 1, which is our local area network. Nothing else. Okay, that's fine. Show route. We have a default route, but it's a wrong IP address. It's not a big problem, we'll fix it. ASDM is ready. Let's move it. Ooh. Okay. We are running ASA version 9.0. That's fine. ASDM 7.0. It's okay. It is really important to check your license. That's what we're after. Dual ISPs, right? You have to have the Security Plus license on an ASA 5505, and of course you have to check all other ASAs if you have that feature in place. Unfortunately, it is licensed. Let's check our interfaces. Okay, we've got 10771, that's our LAN. Let's check our topology. Okay, E0 should be 1112. E1 will be 2222. This is an ASA 5505. Not sure if you remember. it has a built-in switch. It means we will use VLANs on it, right? Let's just resize this. There we go. Let's edit that one first. We want to use the static IP address 1.1.1.2, right? That is our ISP1. Okay, yeah, go away. Now we need an interface for this guy, E1. That is E1. Okay, let's call it outside backup. Of course, 0. IP address will be 2.2.2.2. That is ISP2. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure it would happen. In the real world, I prefer to do that from the CLI. ASDM will create strange VLANs. Of course, here it would make sense to create VLAN 2, not 12. I'm okay with that. In the real world, you could just copy that, change it to VLAN 2, and apply it from the CLI. Okay, let's check if we have any firewall rules. There's nothing here. NAT. We don't have NAT in place. We need that. We need a NAT rule for our primary and backup connection. Let's create that then. That is our LAN. I like to be as specific as possible. I know a lot of people put here any whatever, any interface. I don't like it. I like to be as specific as possible. From inside to outside. Okay, let's create a NAT rule for our backup connection. Let's call it NAT. Oops. Backup. It's the same subnet. We want to hide behind our outside backup interface this time. We are going from inside to outside backup. Okay, again, from inside to outside, I want to NAT it, hide it behind the IP address of this interface. Inside to outside backup, I want to do the same, right? We need two rules like that. Let's check service policy, make sure that ICMP is allowed. It's not. Okay. We need that. Do we need anything else? Well, we need a static root. Is there anything? Yeah, there was, right? Let's change it to 1.1.1.1, right? We're talking about this root now, right? That is 1.1.1.1 is our default gateway. We use outside, and for outside backup, we'll use 2.2.2.1. We'll do that in a moment. That should be enough to ping something. Let's try and ping 8.8.8.8. Okay. Time is 1 millisecond. That indicates I go to to that router. It's not, because this laptop is connected to the internet. Be very careful when you create an IP address like that, because you can say, oh yeah, it is working, and you're actually pinging Google DNS server, right? Make sure that it is your local IP address. That's fine. We have our outside root. Okay, there's nothing new in here. That is all we have to do to start with that feature. Will continue in part 2.